In this video, I'm going to share 5 tips on how to plan your video content so that you can keep your viewers engaged, entertained, and ready to learn more. Stick around. I'm Kate Murray, digital marketer at the Project Management Institute, and over the last 14 years, I've helped clients produce hundreds of lead-generating videos, and now it's your turn to learn all the secrets. So let's dive in. Tip number 1, the HOT intro. HOT stands for hook, outcome, testimonials. Every video is kind of like a sale. It needs to have a hook. People need to know who you are and why they should watch your video. And here's the kicker. All this needs to happen within the first 15 seconds. So let's dissect this video so you can see an example of exactly what I mean.
Capture your audience's attention with a quick trailer that highlights the overall vibe and feeling of your brand. You've literally got 6 seconds to make them want to continue watching your video.
Tip number 2, make sure the title of your video matches with exactly the question that you're going to answer in your. Why? Because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world after Google, and it's owned by Google. So think about what you do when a topic is new to you. You Google it.
So assume you're searching for the answer to a question, and you fall into that coveted blue ocean audience. You're curious about project management, but you don't know anything about the Project Management Institute. You might search for a topic like, what is Agile Project Management?
Here's a pro tip. If your video is structured properly for YouTube SEO, that means it's optimized for search engine results. Then, when your audience is searching for the answer to their question, your video will rank in the search results. That means it'll come up at the top of the list. Now, YouTube SEO has a lot of different components that go along with it. So if you're interested in learning more about optimizing your video for search results, make sure you watch this video. In the meantime, let's go to tip number 3. Get to the point. People's attention spans are really short these days, so you've got to get to the point immediately without too much fluff. Talking about your bio and what you do and where you're from, it's not interesting to people. People don't care who you are. They care about the answer to their question. So if you spend too much time talking about yourself and not enough time talking about what the title of the video says you're going to talk about, guess what people are going to do? They're going to click off of your video and go somewhere else. So if you have topics that require additional explanation, make sure to get a great video editor and cut those videos into separate topics. I mean, that's the job of a good video editor, especially if you have a guest. Oftentimes you end up going down a rabbit hole. So if you can plan for an hour of talking with your guests, you can actually split your video into various different pieces of content. Super long and drawn out videos do not get the level of engagement or views that shorter videos get. By the way, if you're enjoying these tips so far, make sure you write the word boss in the comments below. Tip number 4, make sure your video has a call to action, because if you're not using your video content to generate leads and ultimately sales, then why are you spending so much time and effort and money producing videos?
Your primary call to action on a YouTube video is not simply a click back to your website. Why? Because on this website page, there are too many distractions, navigation menus, clicks. I'm not really sure what you want me to do next, so I'm probably not going to take any action. Think about your video topic this way. What is the next logical step for the viewer? Can they download something that will provide them more value and more tips that is related to what is in your video?
This is a classic top of the funnel lead generating strategy.
For example, could I give you a checklist that walks you through all the steps you need to take before you upload your video to YouTube for the first time? Absolutely. But in order to measure the effectiveness of my video marketing strategy, that call to action that the viewer clicks on needs to take them to a properly optimized landing page that only gives them one option. It takes them on the journey that you, as the marketer, want them to go on. So the next step for you is what you want them to do next.
Which brings me to tip number 5, always over deliver on your free content. Not only should your viewer walk away with tips that they can actually use today to transform their life and grow their business, they should feel like you went over and above and beyond to give them valuable tips about a topic that they didn't know anything about. Let's use this video as an example again. You may have landed on this video because you were looking for tips on how to get better at creating YouTube videos, and you may not have known anything at all about YouTube SEO. I mean, did you know that getting your video to rank at the top of the search results had such a science behind it? We all know that your website needs good SEO to rank, but whoever would have thought that YouTube videos needed SEO as well? See, just like that, you learned something you probably didn't know. Remember, it's 2022. Digital strategy is not traditional marketing. This ain't your grandma's magazine article. So if you want to learn even more about digital marketing, make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my best tips for growing your business with YouTube. See you next time.